What is up, everybody? It is Rob and Donald. This is Nerding Out Sports. And Donald, we had our first game of the NFL season last night. That means football is officially back, and it means something. It's not the preseason. These games matter now, and the Giants have their first test of 2022 coming up on Sunday afternoon with the defending top-seeded Tennessee Titans over there in Tennessee, in Nashville. So let's just break this down. We'll start things off with, do you think the Giants have a chance to win? And if so, what do they have to do? What has to go right for them to pull off what would be an upset over the Titans?
It'd be a hell of an upset. Well, tactically, I expect them to load the box. If they can take the ball out of Henry's hands and force Tannehill to throw to their shaky receiver core, that's our best chance. Apart from Robert Woods, who's recovering from a serious injury, none of their receiving options particularly scare me, including at tight end. Nothing much there apart from Robert Woods. So that's our best chance. Stack the box, try and keep Henry under control, and force Tannehill to air it out. That is by far our best chance.
Yeah, I think our defensive line will be good. It's just you have to make sure that when the inevitable happens and Derrick Henry does get by into that second level of the defense, the linebackers are tackling, because we've seen way too many instances in the past where our guys don't tackle, and what should be maybe a 4 or 5 yard gain turns into 17, 18, and that allows a team to drive right down our throats and put a touchdown on the board. So it's really about, like you said, stacking the box, stopping Derrick Henry any way you can. He's going to get his big runs. He's too good. It's just making sure you limit those big runs and make sure it's Tannehill that has to be the one to beat you. And hopefully, depending on how healthy our pass rush is, it's not looking too good for obvious reasons, but get some pressure. But yeah, the main thing is do not let Derrick Henry bust off those big runs, because it's going to be a long day if they allow that to happen.
That's what it is, man. If Henry busts through, then we're screwed. because then Tannehill can set up play action and a bunch of options open up to their offensive game. If they control the clock, if Henry busts through, then it's going to be a long, long night. Obviously, we have some injuries, which doesn't help us. We don't have – it doesn't look like we've got Thibodeau and Ojulari, which really, really hurts. Because if we had them, I'd feel more confident. Without them, less confident. And how's our interior linebackers going to deal with Henry? How is Tay Crowder?
Yeah.
How is Tay Crowder? How is Austin Calitro? How are they going to deal with him?
Yeah, it's really about who's going to step up. You know, is it going to be Tay Crowder? Is it going to be someone who drops into the box? One of the many, safeties that we have that can potentially drop down and play a little box linebacker. I mean, someone's going to have to step up, because eventually he will get past that defensive line. It's going to be up to the linebackers and safeties and somebody to bring this guy down. It's going to be multiple people. He doesn't go down easily, so it's going to be – that's the biggest test, stopping Derrick Henry, like we said. And if you can dial up some pressure, we know Wink brings the blitzes. It's going to be interesting to see, because we haven't really seen that full defense yet. We haven't seen what they really want to bring to the table. Even on the offensive side of the ball, they haven't shown us much of anything from the preseason. We're not seeing what kind of plays they want to run, so they're kind of keeping things hidden. So maybe Wink has something up his sleeve to possibly stop Derrick Henry. Obviously, a lot easier said than done, because this is one of, if not the best running backs in the NFL. And the key to victory, contain him, at least on the defensive side of the ball. Now, offensively, Daniel Jones is going to have his weapons. He's going to have a healthy offensive unit going into week one, and so it seems. He's going to have Golladay, Tony, Shepard, probably on a limited basis there at least. But Saquon will be back there. You're going to have Wandale. You're going to have Bellinger. So the weapons are out there for Daniel Jones. What do the Giants have to do offensively to beat the Titans?
Prioritize Saquon. Best chance is prioritize Saquon. And yeah, creative. I want some creative play calling. Take Tennessee by surprise a little bit. We've got good offensive minds in Dable and Kafka. I trust them to come up with a scheme which could trouble them. It's just a matter of execution, really. I want Daniel Jones to be upright and make quick decisions. Get that ball out. I want quick decisions. You've got guys like Tony. You've got guys like Wan'Dale Robinson. You could set up RPOs. You could do little quick screen passes. You could just move that ball down the field efficiently and quickly. Keep Tennessee on their toes, and most importantly, utilize Saquon. I want to utilize him in the pass game as well as the run game. Certainly, we're not going to see a vanilla offense anymore. That's for sure. Do we have enough options? Well, I don't know. It depends on how Sterling Shepard does. If he's healthy enough, because he's one of Jones' favorite targets. Another thing, what are we going to get from Kenny Golladay? And how healthy is Tony? We've got a lot of questions. We've got more questions than answers, but there's potential that we can have a decent offense against Tennessee. But they're no joke. Their defense is no joke, really. Tennessee's defense is no joke at all, especially their defensive line. Love their line.
Yeah, and I think you're right. We have to use quick passes, use Saquon as much as you possibly can, catch them off guard. We have, assuming he's out on the field, Kadarius Toney is about as difficult as it comes to bring down after he has the ball in his hand. So utilize him the best way you can. Try to get Wandale involved a little bit, maybe catch them off guard. And yes, what are we going to get out of Kenny Golladay? Is he a decoy out there? Is he going to be a go up and get it receiver? Will we see them take some shots down the field? That's going to be something that we haven't really seen in the past couple of years with Jason Garrett's offense. They didn't really take those shots down the field too often. What are we going to see out of Darius Slayton? We know he's back on a shortened deal now, so he can provide something as the second outside receiver. A lot of our guys are inside slot guys, so you can have a bunch of different formations, but the key is using the speed. We have a lot of speed on this offense. Daniel Jones included.
What did you think about cutting Slayton's cap number down to a very reasonable number? Do you like that more than trading him, or do you think it was a wise idea to keep him on the roster?
No, I think it was a good move because I don't know what they could have gotten for him. And maybe the Giants were asking for a little too much, and a team probably wasn't going to give you maybe a fourth or a fifth for a guy who's making about 2 point some odd million against the cap. So now you lower his cap hit for the season, and if guys stay healthy, so if Golladay, Toney, Shepard, Wandale, these guys are all having good years and the offense is moving the ball, you have a trade chip down the line if you want to get another late round pick, and it's not going to cost the team anything to add his salary to their salary. So he's not going to really hurt your cap if you're trading for Darius Slayton now. So he becomes easier to trade down the line, and he can still help you because, like we just said, we don't really have that second outside option. And we can't forget year one, Slayton was Jones's best target. They had an immediate connection. So it's good to keep a guy that's familiar with Jones, especially when trying to learn a new offense. Everyone's going to be having this learning curve, and it's good to have familiarity, even though he's basically at the same offense as last year in terms of personnel, but they're learning a new offense. So you want to have as much familiarity, comfortability with these guys. And Slayton was Jones's top guy in their rookie year. So if we were looking for Jones to get back to rookie season, it only helps to have his best rookie guy out there.
Yeah, exactly. We have a lack of options on the outside, so Slayton provides that. It's just we'll wait and see how things go. The fans' view towards Slayton is kind of mixed. Some like him, some can't stand his drops. He doesn't have good hands, particularly, but he is an outside option. And he is somebody that can beat people over the top. We don't have enough options like that, so that little bit of speed option is good to have. It certainly fits Dable and Kafka's offense. You want some speedy guys. You know, we've got Wan'Dale Robinson, we've got Tony, but they're not necessarily outside options. So Slayton can play on the outside. Also, you know, you look at Sterling Shepard. You know, he's had so many injuries now. Is he able to play on the outside? He looks like more of a slot guy. For me, in my opinion, we kind of have a ton of guys that are slot guys, primarily. I don't know how they're going to make that work, but that is up to our coaches. I mean, I certainly trust that we've got a really good offensive coaching staff. I don't think this unit, just me standing back and looking at it, is probably where we need it to be. But, you know, it still has upside. You know, if Wan'Dale Robinson can really improve from what I saw during preseason, he looked a little bit raw. He certainly looked a little undersized. I really have most of my hopes pinned on Kadarius Toney. If Toney can really, really step up, stay healthy, he can play on the outside, and he can be a legit number one option for us, actually.
I think Toney can play anywhere, but he's that kind of guy that probably is best suited for the slot, but he's got that speed that you can put him on the outside if needed. Mm-hmm. He can always get by somebody. But I think for now, you're looking at Golladay and Slayton as your main outside options. And if you have Toney inside with Shepard, that really helps the quarterback, because now the defense has to account for all those guys, because you can't overlook Golladay. You just can't. I'm sorry. I know he hasn't looked great, but you know, if you have him one-on-one on the outside, you got to take that shot more times than not, because he's got that go up and get it ability. That's what he makes his money off of. He's not that separation receiver. He's not going to wow you with the speed. He's going to go up there and he's going to get it. And if you have him one-on-one, because teams are focused on Toney and Shepard and even Slayton on the outside, that opens up opportunities for Kenny Golladay. We need him. We need him. I know people are souring on him because of a bad preseason and how he's looked in camp, but the Giants, if this offense is going to take off and be what we want it to be, and we want to see that progression, Kenny Golladay is going to be a big part of it. You can't have that guy sitting on the bench and be like, yeah, they're going to be fine without him. He's going to be a big part of this offense. And I think week one, it could be a good time to test some of those things out, because, again, expectations for the season overall are moderately low, I guess, but you also still want to see them not be afraid to take shots. It seemed like from the get-go last year and the year before, they were afraid to do things because they didn't want to make a mistake. One of the things that Brian Daboll said is he wants Daniel Jones to not be afraid. So if you have to take a shot down the field, go take that shot. Don't be afraid of what could happen. Just take that shot if you see it's available. So I like that. He's saying go out there and be a quarterback, because we saw him do that in his rookie year. He was taking those shots and he was pretty good at it. And we've seen him be really good with a deep pass in the past. And Kenny Golladay fits that mold, and that is the boy Alex. What up from college, y'all? This man is in class. This man is in class. I would hope he's paying attention.
Back to school.
He's watching
us. Back in school. Well,
the good old days, right? We do appreciate you popping in, Alex.
That's right. It was a long time ago for me.
This man is in school watching us talk Giants.
That man is committed to his New York Football Giants, people.
Yes, he is.
That guy is so committed to his football Giants that while his lecturer is droning on doing crap, he's watching us, and I love
we were
that.
wrong. We were wrong. He's not in class. He's being smart. He's he's on a little break and he's watching us. So we do appreciate you though coming.
Nah, he's just doing that in case his lecturer is is watching his social media.
That better not be the twin back there watching football. But we do appreciate you popping in, Alex. So let's get some predictions here for the game. How many passing yards does Daniel Jones finish with?
Maybe conservative. I'm gonna go with 200.
That's it. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit above. I'm gonna say about 215.
Okay, so we're both pretty much in agreement. Around about 200 plus. Let's get that written down. Okay, how many yards for DJ? Alex, how many yards for DJ, brother?
Yeah, give us your answer in the comment as well, Alex. So we got 200 for Donald, 215 for me. But we're keeping it at a pretty low number. We think the Giants are going to try to run the football a lot more. As I think we're in agreement on that. They're going to be heavy with the run.
Yeah, they need to prioritize that. But I do think that there's room for 235, Alex.
235.
Okay. We're writing that down.
Okay.
Who's gonna win?
Alex says 235. Very
Okay.
interesting. So we got a little competition here as we preview the game. How many rushing yards will Saquon Barkley finish with?
Well, I mean, Tennessee's defense is very stout. How it depends on how they run that offense. I'm gonna again be a little more conservative because I think that there's probably going to be a mixture of things going on. I think you're going to see some RPOs. I think you're going to see Jones running the ball. I think you're going to see some Wandale, possibly Tony, doing some Deebo Samuel type snaps. We might even see Antonio Williams getting some runs. So I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to go 80 for Saquon. 80 yards for Saquon.
Alex says 64.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to say 73. 73 rushing yards.
So I'm actually not even conservative. I'm being positive. Okay. 73.
I think we're going to use Saquon in multiple facets. I don't know if we can get over the century mark against this Titans defense. So I think you're going to see them, like you said, using RPOs, and Daniel Jones might finish with a decent amount of rushing yards, but doesn't mean Saquon's going to have a low total for the game. He can still be used in the receiving game as well. So I just think running the ball against the Titans might be a little bit too difficult to have Saquon saying, he's going to go 120 for the first game of the year. This isn't Madden. It's going to be difficult to run the football, but I think if you can get him to that 65 plus for week one and also utilize him in the receiving game, that's going to be a good thing. I'm going to look at his total yards more than anything.
Yeah, Saquon ran for 300 yards for me in the Super Bowl.
Donald's playing on rookie, guys. He's playing on rookie in Madden.
Bro.
300 yards in the Super Bowl. We can only hope that ever happens. Could you imagine? That would be something else.
I got rid of Daniel Jones and drafted C.J. Stroud, and he's now rated 99. So there you go.
Donald is doing things that GMs dream of in Madden football. That's why it's a virtual video game. I drafted Anthony Richardson in my second season.
Oh, really?
I did. And doing pretty well. I'm about, 9-6, I think, in year 2. So we're making some progress there in virtual Giants land for old Rob.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get back to the real Giants here. Who leads the Giants in receiving yards?
I don't think it's going to be too pretty. I really don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it'll be on the low end. I think you'll probably be looking at topping out at 65. And I'm going to go Tony at 65.
I'm going to say Darius Slayton with 57. And Alex, if you're still with us here, you should feel free to drop your answer in the comment section. I just feel like they're going to go with Slayton a lot. And I don't know. I feel like we can see a lot of guys have different amounts of receptions.
64 for who, Alex?
That was his pick for Saquon.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think Alex might have been caught watching the podcast here and go, oh, no, he's back. So I'm going to say Tony or Slayton with like 60. Okay, so he's
so he was in the same wavelength as us. Tony or Slayton.
He has not been caught yet watching the podcast in the back of his classroom. So
that is my man.
We got he's still with us.
Why it is good. Priorities, football Giants over any of this college crap.
Who scores the first touchdown for the New York Giants?
Saquon.
I'm going to say Daniel Jones on an RPO.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so first Giant touchdown. Saquon for me. Rob DJ running it. Okay. Anybody else?
Alex is probably thinking about the answer. Or I'm still going to keep saying it. He got caught again. They're saying, get off that phone. Big Blue in the Bronx, you're in the back of that class. I hear the football talk. Supposed to be learning right now, not watching football. They got him again. While we await Alex's answer, let's go to the defensive side of the ball. How many sacks do the Giants finish with?
Good question. In this game, 3 for me.
I'm gonna go with 3. Yeah, it's a good number. I'm with you on that one. Alex says, remind me of the question again. Oh, I said, who's going to score the first touchdown for the Giants? And Alex says 2 sacks.
3-3-2. We're all on the same wavelength, guys. Like, this is why great football minds think alike.
Okay, that's why you should pay attention to our channel and, of course, Big Blue in the Bronx, which has the Boys in the Big Apple podcast, which Donald is a part of, 1/3, along with Alex and his twin brother Luca.
My man Alex did an amazing interview with Dottino, getting a couple thousand views.
He did. He's doing great work over there. The subscriber count keeps going up, and I, as a good friend of Alex and, of course, Luca and, of course, Donald, I say I'm very proud of you guys, and I'm very happy for you. Keep up the great work.
Definitely a privilege to be a part of that channel. It's kicking ass.
All right. One final prediction here. Final score. Who wins? What's the score?
Tennessee will win, but I think it'll be
Luca.
close.
What's up, Luca? Good morning to you, my friend.
Man, Luca. How you doing, brother? I'm going to go with a Titan win, but it's going to be close. I'm thinking 24-17 Titans.
Yeah, I got the Titans winning as well. I say the Titans take this one 27-21.
Alex has the same score as me.
Still hasn't answered who's scoring. Oh, wait, no, he got it right here. I might miss the comment. Bellinger for the first touchdown. He's got to head out. See you later. Sub up to these guys we haven't already. Yes, thank you very much, Alex. Thanks for popping in. Get back to class. Go hit those books.
Hit the books, brother.
Oh, from the Pinstripe Chronicles podcast. That must be Bobby
Tats. What is happening football.
Here? Bobby Tats in the house. He says, shot in the dark, 21-14 Giants. Oh, he's going with the upset. Get that on the paper there.
Get that Bobby written down. Tats. Okay.
21-14 Big
Giants.
Blue. I
love that. Wouldn't it be hilariously ironic if Tats wins?
The non-football fan gets the right answer.
Has more faith in the Giants than the Giant fans that are doing a Giant podcast.
It's how the world works sometimes. I don't know. It's how things. He says, "What's up, guys? Enjoying your show." Well, we just spoke with Bobby Tats, of course, on the Pinstripe Chronicles this morning at 9:30, talking Yankees baseball. So go and subscribe to that channel because you can see more of us, and of course, you can see Bobby Tats, who's been around since 1900, talking Yankees baseball.
Click that notification bell so whenever content from ourselves and Pinstripe Chronicles come up, you can be first to watch. We're gonna get written down that Alex thinks Bellinger. Luca, what are your thoughts if you're still watching, brother?
Yeah, Luca, give us your prediction for the score if you want. And while we wait on that, let's talk about week 1 because we pretty much broke down the Giants and Titans game. We got our predictions in. Still got a whole week of football. Sunday is going to be a fun one. So let's just get some picks in here. Start things off. We got the Saints and the Falcons. I think the Saints are taking out. Has to be the Saints, right?
Yep, let's get this written down. So, Saints Falcons. I am gonna go with Saints.
Yeah, we're in agreement on that one. Saints over the Falcons. We got the 49ers and the Chicago Bears. The Bears. So who do we think is winning that one?
Falcons. What am I talking about? I'd even take the Falcons over the Bears at this point. Anybody who plays the Bears, I believe are going to win. So, yeah, it's the 49ers again.
Yes, give me the 49ers. We got the Steelers and the Bengals going at it there. The defending AFC champions. Yeah, give me Joey B.
Give me Joey B all day long.
We've got the Philadelphia Eagles heading to Detroit to the Motor City to take on the Lions. I gotta go Philly. Their roster is loaded. Detroit's still searching for what they're going to be. Even at home, I still think, even on the road, I still think the Eagles take that one.
Philly. Ain't no question. Just look at that team, man. They are stacked to the gunnels with options. A.J. Brown now.
Still got Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith's a monster. They got Goddard, terrific tight end.
They got Bradbury now.
They got Bradbury. Got Sanders, who's so good that they don't even have a role for him necessarily, and because they didn't even play him last year really very much. What is he? 27-20 Titans. Yeah, pretty much where we Giants need to set the tone by stacking the box. Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Get Daniel Jones comfortable. Yeah, Luca, your prediction was very close to mine. I had 27-21 Titans. I think the Giants will get 3 touchdowns unless they miss an extra point or something, which is entirely possible. Isn't Graham Gano listed as questionable? Or he was, at least. I think he was dealing with something in preseason.
He has to play, man. He has to.
If he doesn't, then we can kiss any chances goodbye. That's my fantasy kicker. I have one fantasy league, and I always draft the Giants kicker because they have a knack for getting field goals more than anybody. So I always take the Giants kicker. So I'm like, they're going to kick field goals more than they're going to score touchdowns. That's just how it's been.
So, Rob, you had 27-21, right?
Yeah, and Luca's got 27-20. So me and the Jets fan there are in agreement.
Down. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about Philly, man. Philly are going to rinse them. So none of us are divergent to this point. Okay, keep going. We got
Patriots and the Dolphins.
I am going to go Dolphins because they have a very good record against the Patriots, especially in Miami. I believe it's in Miami. Yeah, even though I don't trust the quarterback situation too much, I still think that they will beat the Patriots. They're the only team from the Belichick tree that have come from the Belichick tree, because obviously they've had a lot of coaching staffs that have went to Miami that have actually done well against Belichick. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
I want to say that Mac Jones is going to break that curse that they can't win in Miami, but I don't think it's going to happen. Give me the Dolphins.
You're going to go Dolphins as well?
Yeah. Giants need Jones to mature big time to avoid quarterback hell. Well, they've been in quarterback hell since Eli started declining back in 2017. So it's been quarterback hell for quite some time. It didn't help that they drafted the kid 6th overall with a very bad team around him from Duke, and then proceeded to get rid of his coach year 1 and then give him Jason Garrett as his offensive coordinator year 2. So
that would pretty much do it.
It's organizational hell is what we call that. That's what the Giants have been in for quite some time. Next up, we got the Ravens and Luca's New York Jets. Joe Flacco starting this game against his former team. So Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I'm sorry, Luca. I just think I don't know if it's going to be a massacre, but I think it's going to be a Ravens victory.
I think it will be a massacre.
Massacre. We got the Jaguars and the newly named Washington Commanders going at it over in Maryland.
The Commandos, the Communists. Doesn't matter what name you have for the C team. I will never ever believe that they're going to win.
I think they're going to win this game. I think they're going to win their first game at home.
All right. So you have The Commandos.
I got the Commandos, the no names, the football team.
The Commandos, and I've got whoever they're playing. Who are they playing?
Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jacksonville. I think Christian Kirk is gonna have a good game against them. Beat up on that shitty secondary.
This one's got some WWE storyline to it. The Browns and the Panthers. Baker Mayfield going against his former team. He says he's going to destroy them, or I forgot the exact quote, but Baker Mayfield's out for blood against the Browns in week 1. That's a tough one because I like the. Well, no, but the moron is suspended for 11 weeks. So I think the Panthers are going to take this one.
Right, you're going Panthers. Good, we're divergent because I'm actually going to go the Browns because I don't trust the Panthers coaching staff. I don't think Matt Rule is an NFL head coach.
Interesting. A couple of years ago, everyone wanted Matt Rule to be the Giants.
I think he's an elite college coach. I'm just not so sure if he's up to it at the NFL level.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, he's got a better quarterback now, so we'll see. I don't want to say good. I'll say he's better than what they had in Sam Darnold. So, I mean, I think week 1 at least they should be able to beat the Browns. Browns are not very good, in my opinion. Not without that quarterback. Got to get going. Go Big Blue. We appreciate you coming in, Bobby.
Thank you, Mr. Taz. Appreciate it, man.
Go have some fun at work. No, he's not looking forward to that one. We got the Colts and the Texans going at it there.
Colts and the Texans. Well, I'm going to go the Colts.
Yeah, Matty Ice, the new quarterback for Indy. They got such a good team overall in that division aside from the Titans. I mean, I don't think the Texans are in the worst spot in the world that they were just a couple of years ago or even last year, but I don't think they beat the Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts.
I can't see it yet.
Packers and Vikings. Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, and the Green Bay Packers going on the road.
I've been going back and forth with this because I had prediction with the Twins on Monday's show. I can't remember what I went with, but I think I'm going to go with the Vikings. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Vikings, although it's very, very close. Actually, I had written down that it's going to be Green Bay, but I'm going to go Vikings.
Yeah, give me the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go out there and ball out. He's angry.
Yeah, it's just I don't think they have. Who's he going to throw to?
Lazard.
Lazard's coming back from injury. Like, he's been limited throughout the preseason with several injuries. After him, who's he got?
They're still going to run the ball a lot.
I love Jones.
I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. He'll find a way to get guys involved.
Yeah, but he can't throw to himself. So
if he takes those things he was talking about on the Joe Rogan podcast, maybe he can. It's possible.
He's like launching 60 yards, like, I got it.
Who knows what's possible at this point? The man has no fear anymore.
The man is Superman.
We got the Chiefs and the Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins is suspended, correct? Is he suspended or is he? Yes, I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs too, but I think there's a very good chance the Cardinals could cause an upset because I think the Chiefs have got an issue at who's going to be their number one receiver. But they have a ton more options. They've got a ton of twos, but they don't have a one, if you know what I mean. Like Sky Moore is talented. Valdez Scantling is talented. Juju is talented. They've got talented receiving options. Is there one that's going to be the next Tyreek Hill? The next one would be Sky Moore for me, but is he ready to take that jump? I'm not quite sure. Still, they do have a number one in terms of just make Travis Kelce their all-out target. He can catch anything. He's Superman. If you want Superman, Travis Kelce's Superman. So I think it's going to be the Chiefs. And you never, ever count out my man Mahomes. My man Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's got Travis Kelce still, like you said, and that's always going to be his number one guy. Even with Tyreek Hill there, Kelce was still that top target. So he's going to keep feeding him the ball, and he's got, like you said, a bunch of talented receivers he can get the ball out to. I think the Cardinals are going to struggle early on until they get D-Hop back. They're going to move the ball. Don't get me wrong. They do have Hollywood. They have Hollywood Brown now, but I just don't
love Hollywood Brown.
Can they outduel? If it gets to that, can they outduel Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs? That's my big question.
I wouldn't sleep on Murray. I think Murray can use his legs and get a number of yards. The Chiefs' defense, I think, is better. It's improved, so they should hold. They should hold and beat the Cardinals. But I think it'll be a fun game. I think it'll be high scoring.
Yeah. Speaking of fun, this one could be the game of the week from the stacked AFC West. Raiders and Chargers.
Love this matchup.
This could
be
the
game
of the week.
Yeah,
put me on the spot.
You go first.
They got the Chargers as the favorite. I'm guessing that's just the home field advantage. It's only a 3.5 difference. Man, I think that Chargers pass rush is going to be interesting to watch. I think this is going to be a shootout, and I'm gonna say the Raiders take this.
Oh my God, my man. Making a big statement. I'm gonna go Chargers. Their defense is way improved. Although I believe that JC Jackson is hurt and is gonna miss game one. So that means that Devontae Adams could tee off. They got a ton of options, man. And Renfro is a beast slot receiver. He catches everything. So I can certainly see that there's a chance there. But I think the Chargers defense is going to be really good, especially their D-line. MH, thank you, my man. Thank you for following us, like and subscribe. Do all the good stuff. Thank you so much for supporting me there, MH. So, yeah, no, I think it's going to be a really fun game. I love the Chargers defense, and look at their offense. Austin Eckler is my man. Like, I love Austin Eckler. That dude does everything. How are we avoiding the blowout, guys? I don't think we're going to get blown out. If you look, so we had a bunch of our viewers come in. One guy thought the Giants are going to win. 21-14. I have the Titans winning 24-17. Alex has the Titans winning 24-17. Luke has 27-20 Titans. And Rob has it 27-21 Titans. So we have it all very, very close. We have it a one-score game either way. I still think the Titans will win, but I think it's going to be a very close game.
I feel, how do you avoid getting blown out? You don't let Derrick Henry run it down your throat. I think that's the best way to put it. And then you don't have those blunders if you're Daniel Jones. Don't have those, I'm going to stare you down for 20 seconds and then throw a pick or get hit, fumble the ball. Don't make stupid errors. Just play smart football and you won't get blown out. And that's a pretty simple way of putting it.
100%. Stack the box. The Titans don't have much of a receiving core outside of Robert Woods. I don't like anybody other than him. But he's still injured, so is it not injured, but he's recovering from injury. So whether he's 100% or not, I don't know. But that's how you do it. You stack the box, somehow keep Henry from going over 150 yards. And if you can stack the box and force Tannehill to air it out, good things can happen. However, what we've not mentioned, man, is we don't have a second corner. And we've got a ton of safeties. We've got a really good number one corner. But you can match Robert Woods up with Adoree Jackson, and I think there's going to be times where each are going to win their own matchups at times, but that might be a wash. But on the other side, we don't have a second. We don't really have a second corner, in my opinion, apart
Yeah.
from Aaron Robinson. So they can really tee off on that. I think they're gonna pick that apart.
That is a very good point. Well, I mean, again, it's a wait and see process, but I'm hoping that by containing Derrick Henry, Tannehill's going to have to beat you, and that's how you prevent the blowout. At least I'm not saying we're going to win the game if we stop Derrick Henry, because I don't think you can stop him. But if you keep him contained at least, and you force Tannehill to have to throw the ball, then you have a better shot at winning the game and at least keeping it closer than it would have been.
Yeah, I mean, listen, sorry, Dexter Lawrence and Leo Williams are elite run stoppers. That is what they're best at. So this is actually not an ideal matchup for the Titans, although it's easy on paper. If you're the Titans, you're like, they're one of the best teams, one of the better teams in football. But on paper, this is not actually that. In reality, it's not actually that great for a matchup for the Titans because we have so many guys that are good against the run. I like our defensive line. So that is something that is positive. Is Henry still going to win the matchup for the Titans? Probably. But yeah. I think we can certainly make things difficult for them.
Yeah. Let's finish up these picks here because we got a couple of games left. The Bucks and the Cowboys, Sunday Night Football over there in Arlington, Texas at Jerry World.
Well, Jerry will never accept his Cowboys to be beaten on national television at home. And I'm sure the officials will give the Cowboys a couple of decisions in their favor. But it's the GOAT.
It's Brady, yeah.
It's the GOAT. That helps. What about Godwin? Because that's something that we have to think about. They've got Gage, who's excellent, to be fair. They got Evans, excellent, to be fair. Got playoff Lenny. Don't really have much of a backup to playoff Lenny running back, but I think they've got enough options to beat the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are overrated anyway.
And they also have Julio Jones now, so he can.
Yeah, he's kind of he looked like burnt toast last year, but maybe he can.
We've seen Brady have guys resurge themselves a little bit when he's throwing the football. So yeah, he's kind of their fourth receiver on the depth chart. I think he'll do just fine.
Has Brady played much this? Because he's been kind of on and off. He's been disappearing, and then he's coming back. And
he's living that Tampa life. He's in Florida now. Tom Brady. He said, "Look, I'm coming back for one more." He came out of retirement. He's just taking it easy. It's Tom Brady. He doesn't have to practice. You know what you're going to get out of him. It's the GOAT. I think the Bucs win because Trevin Diggs is going to get burnt at least 3 times at some point this game. He might come away with the pick, but he'll give up about 300 yards, and people will still think. Some Cowboys fans will still compare him to Darrelle Revis somehow. I don't know how they come up with that. Whatever they're drinking over there in Dallas must be strong. But
I mean, if I was to really, really think about it, the fact that Brady hasn't practiced much, Godwin may not be 100%. I don't think he's 100%. There's certainly an avenue in which the Cowboys can win. They've got a good defense. I think, Prescott has CeeDee Lamb that he can certainly get going. But I also think that I think that their running back situation, I prefer Pollard to anything really that the Cowboys have. I don't like Zeke Elliott anymore. I think he's on the downturn. But I think the Bucs defense is going to be electric. There's so many blitz schemes that the Bucs have. I think they're going to give Prescott nightmares. Prescott does not like a pass rush. He really doesn't. He struggles immensely with a little bit of pressure. Who's he going to move off of other than CeeDee Lamb? I think the Cowboys are overrated, so I'm going to definitely go the Bucs. I think the Bucs are going to be legit this year.
Yeah, I got the Bucs as well. And we'll finish out the week with this one. They got the Denver Broncos. Let's ride Broncos country with Russell Wilson going against his former team, the Seattle Seahawks. Look, Seattle is going through a transitional period. Let's call it that. The Broncos, the Broncos.
Sounds like they're having a sex change.
The Broncos should run away with this one. They really should. If they don't, then something's wrong with the Broncos, even this early in the season. But it should be all Denver.
Hot take: Jerry Jeudy is going to have a hell of a year, and I think he's gonna have a big year. So, I think he's going to light Seattle up, and Broncos are going to win. Plus, Williams is a monster.
Yep.
I love Williams. Absolute monster running back.
All right, Donald, you want to end this show with your prediction segment here? We got awards predictions. Is that what we got?
Right. Yeah, so we'll go through. Who do you think is going to be your MVP of the league?
Oh, we kind of got a head start on that last night. I mean, if he plays the way he did yesterday, I think Josh Allen's taking it.
We both have exactly the same answer.
Okay. I really want to say it goes to. I mean, it's probably going to a quarterback. So I mean, you got to take your pick of the litter. I think Josh Allen's got such a stacked team, and he looked great yesterday, even with the interceptions. I think he's
so good. How good did he look, man? He was like throwing 50-yard bombs with ease.
Yeah, that's my pick right there.
Oh my God, they look scary, man. With Diggs.
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis is a monster. I love Gabe Davis. I don't think there's not much running back situation. Singletary's not great, but it'll be enough. Because it's all about Josh Allen and the two receivers. And let's not forget Dawson Knox is a very good tight end. So, and their defense is insane. Holy crapola. That defense is legit terrifying. It was actually quite unnerving to watch how much they just destroyed the Super Bowl champions with ease.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a massacre.
It was a massacre. Obliteration. Offensive player of the year.
Yeah. I think he's going to have a big year. It's pretty easy to say him because he's one of the best in the league. Jonathan Taylor.
You know Jonathan Taylor. Okay. I am going to go Cooper Kupp. Kupp looked legit last night, despite how much of a mess that situation was. Defensive player of the year. That's kind of a fun one. What are we thinking?
I want to say Aaron Donald because he's such an obvious pick because he's always just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Joey Bosa. I think he's going to ball out this year.
Yeah, I have him on my Madden team. Okay. Bosa. I think Myles Garrett is obviously legit. TJ Watt. But I'm gonna go with Donald. My Pittsburgh. Keep my Pittsburgh friends happy because he's actually originated from Pittsburgh. So yeah, Aaron Donald. Okay. So offensive rookie of the year.
I don't think it's going to be any of the quarterbacks. It's probably going to be one of the receivers. Could be. You know what? Give me Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is going to have a big year.
Wow. Okay. So you got Hall.
I think especially early on, they don't have their quarterback. They don't have Wilson playing.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to run the ball a lot. Give me Breece Hall.
Okay. I'm thinking Chris Olave.
It's a good pick. Saints are going to be a pretty good. I mean, if Jameis can throw him the ball, then
yeah,
that's the big key for them. Is Jameis.
I really like Sky Moore, but there's going to be a lot of. I think it's going to be kind of a mixed receiving core right there. I think there'll be a lot of targets for the other receivers. So Sky Moore might be a little bit lost in the pack a little bit. So I'm going to go Olave because he's basically their number one option. Defensive rookie of the year.
I'm biased. Give me Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yep. That's exactly the same as me. Okay. Comeback player of the year.
How biased can I be? Because I really want to say Saquon.
That's a very good pick, actually, to be honest. I wouldn't dismiss that at all.
But you can, if they're giving it to players that are coming off injuries, you can say McCaffrey, right? Because he's always had injury issues. Even Derrick Henry could be considered that. Michael
That's
Thomas.
a good point too. Yeah, it's a good point. There's a lot of options.
Give me Saquon. I'll take the boy. Give me Saquon.
Okay, now, yeah, I've got that written down. Saquon for you. Me, I'm actually edging towards Juju.
Juju Smith, okay.
I might go Juju. I think Mahomes and Juju are gonna have a partnership. Depends on how healthy Juju is, but I'm gonna go Juju. Never go against your first thought. It just kind of came to me. I like their offense. I think it's a scheme that could work. It depends on how healthy he is. But when he was healthy with the Steelers, when he just first broke through, we were talking about possibly one of the best receivers in football. But then injuries kind of hit. Then kind of having hands like feet for a year. He's dropping balls that he shouldn't be dropping. But, there's a big hole at number one receiver there for the Chiefs. But that Chiefs offense is absolutely phenomenal. So if he can get himself open, Mahomes will find him and he could light it up. So I'm going to go with Juju. Although I think there's a very good shout that Saquon could be that guy. Okay. Now, underrated. This is just a new award. Underrated player in the NFL who you just love and you think is just going to absolutely light it up.
Underrated player.
Yeah.
Man.
Doesn't get the attention that he deserves, but will have a big part to play this year.
I mean, I don't want to say he's underrated, but because he's on the Chiefs, but I think they're going to run the ball a little bit more this year. And I really like Edwards-Helaire.
Do you?
But I don't know if I'd consider him underrated, though, because
I don't even know if he's rated. He struggled for me. Don't you think he struggles? Like, he's good because he's perfect for the Chiefs system, but he struggles to gain yardage, like just when running the ball. Like I think he's better at like the other things, of the backfield receiving and stuff.
I don't know. I don't know why it was the first name that popped in my head.
Okay.
I think he's gonna have a big year. So I'm gonna stick with my gut, like you just said. We'll go against your first thought. I'm probably gonna be proven incredibly wrong by the time we revisit these things, but
I am going with Gabe Davis.
That's a good pick.
He's one of my favorite receivers in football. It's going to be perfect situation for him because there's going to be so much attention on Stephon Diggs that he is going to be wide open, as you just saw yesterday. He was wide open, man. He could have had 200 yards receiving if he wanted yesterday. He was that open. There was nobody stopping him because there was so much attention on Stephon Diggs, and I think he's gonna light it up. I think he's gonna have a big year. So I love Gabe Davis. I also love, as mentioned, Austin Eckler. I think he's going to have a huge year, but I think he's very much not underrated. I think people legit have him as one of the best running backs in football. But yeah, I think that's our possible awards.
What about Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year is a good one, man. Okay, who's your Coach of the Year?
Well, they're also my pick to win the whole thing. So give me Zach Taylor, Cincinnati Bengals.
You think the Bengals are going to win it all?
That is my pick. I love their team. They
love their
beefed up
team
the
too.
offensive line. That was their biggest concern.
Online
Dable,
Brian Dable.
I
There's a
love
very
it.
good chance, man.
I love it.
Why not? Why not? Just look at what I think Dable's going to have a really, really good year. I think he will. I think you're going to see our offense is going to take a big step forward. I love how much he commands. Like when I was at practice,
You said sarcasm.
well, I'm actually going to be legit. I went to practice, man, and I loved what I saw of with him in practice. He was basically in control of everything. Kept running a tight ship, but it was very positive. I don't think it's going to be 3-14. Although, even if it is 3-14, that means that we're going to get the best quarterback in college, whether it be Stroud or Richardson from Florida. So, depending on which one. So, I wouldn't necessarily hate that, but obviously, you don't want that as a Giant fan. I think we're going to get 7 wins.
You said we love DJ. Now hold my beer as I fly to Ohio.
Fly to Ohio? What are you doing in Ohio?
Of all places, going to Ohio. Okay.
So let's finish. Donovan Mitchell.
let's finish up the show with just our prediction for the season record-wise for the Giants. Where do we think we're finishing?
I'm going to go 7 wins for the G-Men.
I've been wrestling with that myself. I see between 7 and I've gotten to as many as 10 because there's always those division games that can go anywhere. But I'm going to say 8 and 9. That's our record. I'm going to go right in the middle.
Okay, so Rob's got 8. Online, Big Blue Sports, how many wins do you think the Giants have this year? Do you honestly think it's going to be 3-14? Or what record do you think you're going to have?
Said Shane went to Ohio. That's right, yeah. That is true. That's so he was saying, Joe Shane's like, DJ's the guy, but now I'm going to go. I mean, he has to go. He has to go scout the quarterbacks. It's a new regime. That's why they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. But we were look at us. We're like, what are you going to Ohio for? We didn't even.
There we go. First thing in the morning, a little bit off. Where's my coffee? That was funny, man. That was hilarious. It's true. It's actually true. Yeah, we love Daniel Jones, but I'm actually scouting all the quarterbacks. But
this is a quarterback-heavy draft. Unlike last year, I think there was maybe 1 or 2 guys you can say. I still think Malik Willis was not taking him because he kept falling. I still think that was a mistake, but we'll see. I do like this quarterback class coming up. So assuming,
did you see Richardson last week? He looked fire.
I'm excited. I'm gonna watch as many of those Gators games as I can because I'm
actually a Gators fan. So chomp chomp.
That is.
Are you a Gators fan because you're in Florida?
I don't really have a favorite team. I just watch to see what players I think that guy would look good on the Giants. I just watch college football. Yeah. I didn't go to any of these schools, so I'm not going to be like, I like these guys. I guess I could say a team in Florida. Like I can watch them more than anything else. So it'd be I guess the Gators or the Seminoles, Hurricanes, but I don't like Hurricanes fans too much, so I'm not going to pick them. They beat up some team that no one even knows last week, and they're talking like they're back like it's 2003 again. So you know how Hurricanes fans are. They're delusional. Anyhow, let's wrap it up for us here at Nerd Out Sports. It's been Rob McDonald. And I want to thank everybody for popping in. You had a thought you want to say?
Look at you. I just remembered I've not mentioned my coach of the year.
Oh, yeah, you never did. Go ahead and give that before we wrap this up.
Oh, boy. I mean, I was just thinking about it because, there's a ton of options out there. Who do I think is going to have a big year that's maybe going to surprise people? Obviously, I'm thinking about the Bills. But that's recency bias after the game they just had. I think you could have a comeback year from the Broncos. So I might go McDaniels.
Interesting pick. Well, he does have Russell Wilson now. Let's ride. So that might be a tagline that doesn't go away. That's going to be all over Twitter this year. That whole Broncos country, let's ride thing.
Well, no, McDaniels is the head coach of the Raiders, so I'm thinking McDaniels. What do you think?
I'm sticking with Zach Taylor. That's
Okay.
my guy.
I'm thinking him, but I'm also thinking about the Broncos as well. If Wilson has a big year, it's this close, man. I'm going both ways. I think they might give it to. Well, I think Nathaniel Hackett of the Broncos is certainly an option. I'm going both ways on it. I'm gonna go with Hackett. Because purely because they were so bad last year that if they can turn it around, make the playoffs, and make a serious playoff run with Russell Wilson, that Hackett could get a nod just for the fact that they've made a big comeback as a team. The Raiders are meant to win, you know. The Bengals is a good shout though, because Zach Taylor has done such a good job with them. So.
Well, the picks are officially in, and that is going to do it for us here at Nerd Out Sports. Thank you to everybody who chimed in the comment section, online, Big Blue Sports Entertainment, MH, Alex, and Luca. Bobby Tats showed up. We had a good show out there today, and we will be back to break down the Giants and Titans game Sunday evening, so be on the lookout for that. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit that bell so you know when we go live next time, which will be Sunday evening. So,
we'll be talking about the game, so that's gonna be fun. Click on that notification bell so that when we go live, you can tune right in.
Yes, sir. And that is going to do it for us here. Let's go Giants. Peace out.
Let's go Blue.